Talkback off.
Hello everyone on YouTube, it's Jordan here again, and if my voice sounds funny, I'm coming down with a cold. Anyway, in this video, we're going to be doing a Linux installation video. And in this video, we're not going to be installing Ubuntu, we're not going to be installing Arch, and we're not going to be installing Debian. We're going to be installing a distribution that I've not featured on this channel yet, and that is Fedora. Okay, let's appreciate how brilliant Fedora is. Fedora is becoming really popular among people needing to install Linux for accessibility needs right now. And it's because of what happened recently with Red Hat. Red Hat has recently hired a blind software engineer, and I can see that they're going to make Fedora and possibly other Linux distributions more user-friendly in the long run for the visually impaired. Now, there is an official Fedora installation with Orca document that I'm going to link to in the description, which will tell you exactly how you've got to get started, how you're going to configure your system, and how to set things up the way you want them to be. So, what do I recommend first? Well, first of all, I haven't discussed everything about Fedora yet, so let's get started. So, basically, Fedora is a project sponsored by Red Hat. Now, Red Hat themselves don't develop Fedora, their Fedora project do, but Red Hat just sponsors them because a lot of the tools they could use in the next release of Red Hat Enterprise Linux. And you can basically say that Fedora is basically a testing ground for Red Hat Enterprise Linux. But don't let that put you off though. Fedora is completely stable while also providing the latest software packages that you would need in your Linux distribution. So, consider that Debian always gives you outdated packages, same goes for Ubuntu. Fedora is probably your next best bet. And if you're at the same level of Linux knowledge as I am, you're probably best off trying Fedora. And while Ubuntu themselves are making it hard to enjoy Linux, what with snaps and then advertising in the Linux terminal when you're trying to update your packages, Fedora and Red Hat are innovating and making things special for the user. Right, that's my blabbering on about Fedora. Let's discuss what you need to have a successful time in Fedora. You're going to need a USB stick with at least more than 2 gigabytes, and you're going to want to use an application called Rufus. Don't use Etcher. Etcher only does read-only. Rufus will give you access to the drive should you need to restore anything from there, or you want to erase the drive for use in your software and stuff. The next thing I recommend you do is download an ISO file of Fedora. Now, which Fedora do you recommend? I hear you asking. If you're visually impaired, I am with the Fedora project. They recommend going for the Mate spin, and you can get that from their Fedora spins page. And you can Google search for Fedora Mate, and that should be the first thing that comes up. Download that, burn that to a USB using Rufus, and you'll be good to go. And I've done all the hard stuff for you, so I'm ready to go ahead and install Fedora. There's a few other things you're going to need to do. Configure Orca, because Orca works differently in Fedora than it does in other distributions. You're also going to need to use a live installer to erase your disks, because that's how I prefer to do it, and that's how I recommend everyone do it. And if you're switching from Debian, you're gonna want to know a lot of few stuff as well, and probably a few more later down the line. So let's get started with our Fedora installation. I'm gonna put my phone down. So I've got my USB in my computer right now, and I'm ready to boot into the Fedora installation media. So let's get Fedora up and running. So the latest version of Fedora at time of recording this video is Fedora 37. So go for that. And according to my senses, this computer does indeed want to boot into Fedora. So I'm going to go press enter. Now, I've had many failed takes with this because Orca wouldn't turn on. There, pardon me, that's just Alexa. Again. You'll have to pardon that. This happened during the failed take. we'll just wait for a bit while while Fedora loads the live system. It does take a while. Now, for some strange reason, I think some Windows files are preventing Orca from actually working, but I'm gonna keep tapping it in, until we get somewhere. Now, I did download a complete Fedora image. I think we still gotta wait. Now, this could take a while, I'm not gonna lie, it does take a little bit.
Screen reader on desktop. Icon view.
Here we are inside our Fedora desktop. Let me turn up the volume. Now you'll notice that Orca is speaking in a weird way. I'm going to show you how to do that. Now Orca is the same settings regardless of what distribution you're using. So we're going to our Orca screen reader preferences.
Screen reader preferences dialog. General page tab.
And this is fairly simple. What you're going to want to do is
tab. Keyboard general page. Voice page tab. Tab. Voice tab. Speech system : combo box. Speech dispatcher tab. Speech synthesizer : combo box. Default synthesizer.
You want to change that to just using eSpeak. It's using default synthesizer, which is
default synth eSpeak-ng-m Pro eSpeak-ng.
eSpeak NG. That's what you want.
Android 11 also.
That's what
Return.
you want.
Android 11.
Tab.
This is a reminder. Android 11 also.
Return.
Android
Screen
11.
reader settings reloaded. Desktop. Icon view.
Reminder. Please.
Okay, so now we're ready to do the installation, but first,
This is a reminder.
first of all, I want to be connected to the internet, so I'm going to go do that. Although normally what I'd be doing now is changing the language for this voice.
Screen reader preferences dial. OK push tab. General. Voice page. Speech page tab. Voice tab. Voice tab. Speech tab. Speech synthesizer tab. Language : combo box. N-US. F B B B B C C C C C L N-0 N-GB.
I want to go for English or GB.
Return. Return. Language : combo box. N-GB. Speech voice voice. OK push return. Screen reader settings reloaded.
There we go.
Desktop. Icon view.
Now we've got something to work with. We need to connect to the internet first, so I'm going to go ahead and do that.
Left bottom panel, top panel frame.
And you generally come here.
Thunderbird send and receive out icon menu available networks menu BT-9 PC BT-W45 return.
I want to connect to that one. Sometimes it's not going to.
VPN available net menu BT-W45 return. VPN available menu BT-tab. BT-W return. Y-5 network tab. Password tab.
There we go.
Bullet.
And now I can type in the password.
Bullet. Show pass tab. Cancel tab. Connect push return desktop. Icon view. Notification connection established. You are now left control.
Now that we've got our internet sorted out of the way, we're going to want to completely format our hard disk.
Left application accept and rampant disks. End disks. Return. Desktop. Icon view. Applications menu. Disks frame. Tree table.
Okay, here we are in our disks thing.
Tab. Panel.
Now you're looking for anything larger than 32 gig or what your USB stick is.
Tab. Menu toggle tab. 512 GB disk H left
Now
control.
I've got 512 gig SSD, which I do want to erase, so I'm going to go click
menu toggle
this
space.
menu here.
Format disk.
Format
Push
disk.
space. Format disk dialog. Partitioning combo box. Compatible with modern. Compatible with all systems. No partitioning.
No
Left
partitioning.
empty.
Empty.
Right paren.
I want it to be empty.
Let erase combo box. Format. Push button. Return. Alert information tab. Format push button.
Click format.
Return. Disks frame. Menu toggle button not pressed. Drive options.
Now we wait for a bit until we know that our disk has been completely erased. And then what you're going to want to do is exit out the disk utility application, and then we begin the installation of Fedora 37.
Left desktop. Icon view.
Okay, so on your desktop, look for the icon that says Install to Hard Drive and press Enter.
Computer live user install to hard drive desk return.
Now we simply press Enter and we wait for the installation to commence. So we wait for that. It's going to take a while because, you know, it's loading Anaconda and it's running off a USB stick. But we'll be much faster once we're installed on the standard on the SSD. Now, just like with all the other Linux distribution videos I've been doing, we're going to look at the installed software right after I have done all the ins and outs of the installation, like we have done in the past.
Anaconda installer left paren as super user right paren. Anaconda installer frame. Welcome panel. Fedora 37 installation. Welcome to Fedora 37. What language would you like to use during the installation process? Text. Type here to search.
Now, Fedora installer has always been known to do that, so we're going to keep it at the default.
Tab. Line quit push button tab. Line continue push
Continue.
button. Return. Warning, please complete items marked with this icon before continuing to the next step.
Now while I'm in here, I do need to change one more thing in Orca.
Screen reader tab. Keyboard tab. Program tab. Braille updates checkbox not checked tab. Beep updates checkbox not checked space. Checked. Braille speak keyboard general pet OK push button return. Screen reader settings reloaded. Anaconda installer frame.
Right, please complete all icons marked with this before continuing the installation. So,
Tab. Installation summary panel. Fedora 37 installation. We won't touch your disks until you click begin installation. Please complete items marked with this icon before continuing to the next step. Keyboard. English left paren, UK right paren.
right, our keyboard is fine.
Tab. Installation destination. Automatic partitioning selected.
Right, we want to press enter on this. This is the first thing you should do.
Return. Installation destination panel. Fedora 37 installation 1 disk selected semi tab. Help tab. HFM5 tab. Add special tab. Storage option tab. Free up space tab. Encrypt tab. Full disk sub storage options panel. You will set a passphrase next. Encrypt my data checkbox not checked.
Nope.
Tab. Full disk summary and bootload tab. Refresh tab. Line done push button.
Click done.
Return. Warning, please complete items marked with this icon before continuing to installation summary panel. Fedora 37 installation. We won't touch your disks until you click begin installation. Please complete items marked with this icon before continuing to the next step. Help. Push button.
I wanna-
Tab. Keyboard. Tab. Installation destination tab. Root account. Root account is disabled.
Don't want the root. We do need to set up a user though.
Tab. Time and date. Europe/London tab.
Time and date's correct.
Network and host name. Wireless connected to BT-W45N.
We're going into our network now.
Return. Network and host name panel. Fedora 37 installation. Please use the live desktop environment tools for customizing your network configuration. You can set the host name here. Current host name : line done push button.
I'm going to call
Apply
it.
push button. Host name help. Tab. Host name : text. CMPTR.
Yeah, I'm being original. I'm going to call it computer.
Tab. Apply push button.
Click
Set
apply.
as current system host return.
Now we're going to need to click.
Tab. Line done push button.
Done.
Return. Warning, please complete items marked with this quit push button. User creation. No user will be created.
Create a user account.
Return. Create user panel. Fedora 37 installation. Full name text. JORDAN. Tab. Username text. Jordan select tab. Add administrative privileges to this user account. Left paren. Wheel group membership. Right paren. Checkbox checked.
I want to be.
Allow this user to run the sudo command.
Yep.
Tab. Require a password to use this account. Checkbox checked.
Yep.
Tab. Password, black circle.
Make sure it's a password you can remember.
Black circle. Confirm password, black circle. Black, advanced dot tab. Line done, push button.
Click done.
Return. Installation summary panel. Fedora 30 tab. Quit push tab. Begin installation push button.
Now this button is no longer grayed out, so we can begin installation and watch it do its work.
Return. 0%.
Now Fedora is being installed, so you're going to have to wait for a little while Fedora installs. Now you'll know Fedora is almost installed because it's going to turn off the screen reader. And then all you'll need to do is turn it back on again. And then once you're done, you're ready to start rebooting and enjoying your new Fedora installation. Now, what are things you need to know about them? If you're coming over from Ubuntu, there's a big learning curve if you're used to using apt in the terminal, but anyone else, Fedora is really great as a desktop system. Now, I love Fedora. I think what Red Hat and the Fedora team are doing is amazing. I mean, then again, I say that with all of their projects, but to be fair, Fedora has come a long way since its first release in 2003, I believe it was. So that's our Fedora installation. So we're waiting until Fedora is completely installed before we can go ahead and use it. And this doesn't take too long at all. It's more like about a couple of minutes. Now you can always check by pressing the numpad plus command. Now unfortunately you don't get progress beeps like you do in Ubiquity, so you're just going to have to wait until your Fedora system is installed. Now because I've got an SSD, this isn't going to take too long, but if you've got a spinning hard drive, like what you see on those old netbooks, then expect to be waiting for at least an hour, depending on how fast your hard drive is. Luckily for me though, this isn't going to take too long, so I'll be alright getting Fedora up and running. Now we're waiting for Fedora to finish installing, of course. And shall we do while we wait? I do have Bop It.
Solo. Loud. Quiet. Blasting. Passive. Beat solo.
Maybe not, but
Loud. Quiet.
maybe I'll play a sneaky game of Bop It while Fedora installs.
100. Bop it. Twist it. Pull it. Pull it. Twist it. Twist it. Pull it. Twist it. Pull it. Bop it.
Now I am amazing when it comes to Bop It, by the way.
Twist it. Pull it. Bop it. Pull it. Pull it. Bop it. Pull it.
Okay, can we get a response from Fedora before I beat Bop It?
Pull it. Pull it. Bop it. Bop it. Pull it. Pull it. Bop it.
Oops.
Twist it. Pull it. Bop it. Twist it. Twist it. Bop it. Bop it. Pull it. Bop it. Pull it. Pull it. Twist it. Twist it. Twist it. Bop it. Pull it. Pull it. Pull it. Twist it. Pull it. Pull it. Bop it. Bop it. Pull it. Twist it. Bop it. Bop it. Bop it. Pull it. Twist it. Pull it. Pull it. Bop it. Twist it.
Ooh, nearly hesitated there.
Bop it. Pull it. Pull it.
Now on this particular Bop It, when you get close to 100, the pitch goes higher.
Bop it. Twist it. Pull it. Bop it. Twist it. Pull it. Bop it. Twist it. Twist it. Bop it. Twist it. Bop it. Pull it. Pull it. Pull it. Twist it. Pull it. Bop it. Pull it.
12%.
There we go. Fedora is doing something now. And I beat Bop It.
Bop It score 100.
This particular Bop It I've got is the 2019 Bop It Classic. I've been wanting to do a video Bop It, but I never thought I'd been needing to play Bop It while I'm waiting for a Linux distribution to install. And yeah, I beat Bop It. So,
Window.
the computer's gone to sleep. Let's wake it up.
Left control with Anaconda installer frame.
So how's our installation doing?
Cool.
Orca has lost focus.
Anaconda installer left paren as super user right paren. Anaconda installer frame. Plus. Page tab. Page tab. Installation progress Fedora 37 installation icon GB help spinner installing bootloader progress bar 15% line quit
I think we're on the bootloader installation screen. I don't know what it's done there. My phone's in the way, isn't it? I think the computer is legitimately frozen. I don't know what it's doing, but I think we should have an installation. Yeah, I think it's froze. But let's see if we've got an installation. Because aside from all that, it probably has done something. Okay, that's a good sign. So can we try enabling Orca during login?
Screen reader on. Login.
We do have an install though, which is kinda cool. We do have a Fedora installation though, which is really cool, so I'm gonna log in. Now, it would normally what would happen, it was turn on the screen reader, and then after that, you turn it back on again, and the installation will be done, and it will tell you, Fedora has successfully been installed. Go ahead and reboot your computer to begin using it. I'm gonna go ahead and log in to make sure that nothing is corrupt, because the computer did freeze during the installation, but we've been logged in. Let's see if we can enable Orca.
Screen reader on. Desktop. Icon view.
Despite that hiccup, we've got a working Fedora system. But what about our Wi-Fi though? We'll check that in a bit. But right now, I want to go show off the pre-installed software. But first, I need to set up Orca.
Tab. Keyboard layout tab. Pro tab. Braille up tab. Beep up space. Ticked. Braille speak keyboard general. Voice page tab.
Voice page. Now, what you had with your Fedora installation may not. What I had with my Fedora installation may not happen with your Fedora installation. Fedora is Fedora. Everything's different.
Tab. Voice tab. Speech system : combo box tab. Speech synthesizer : combo box. Default eSpeak -N eSpeak -NG. Return.
I want eSpeak NG.
Return. Tab. Voice. Tab. Tab. Return. Voice type : combo voice. OK, cancel. Apply push return. Screen reader settings reloaded.
There we go. And what I want to do.
Cancel push. Apply push button. Tab. OK, push button. Tab. Voice page. Speech page. Braille. Speech tab. Enable tab. Verbal tab. Non. Enable speech checkbox ticked. Speech page tab. Braille page. Echo page tab. Enable space. Tick tab. Enable echo by sentence check. Enable echo page. OK push return. Screen reader settings reloaded. Desktop.
Now that we've got a working Fedora system, let's go take a look at the pre-installed software.
Applications menu. Accessor character map. Compose Fusion character map.
So under accessories, we've got character map.
Compose Fusion icon. Disks. And Ramper Archive Manager. Note. Mate format. Search passwords and keys. Plumer. Take screenshot. XF burn. Character map. Compose Fusion icon. Accept graphics menu.
So that's our Compose Fusion. On the graphics.
Document scan. Mate colors. Document scanner.
So standard Mate tools.
Graphic internet menu. FileZilla.
FileZilla.
Firefox. Text chat. Thunderbird. Transmission. FileZilla. Inter-office menu. Actual document viewer. LibreOffice Calc. LibreOffice Impress. LibreOffice Writer. Mate dictionary. Actual document. Office sound vid. Parole media player. Pulse audio volume control sound. XF burn.
I don't know why it's got pulse audio volume control when we're clearly using Pipewire.
Parole media player. Sound system tools. Live GUI. Carger. Deconf editor. Disk management. Gparted. Log file viewer. Mate disk usage analyzer. Mate system monitor. Mate terminal. Power statistics. Problem reporting. SE Linux troubleshooter. Live GUI. Syst universal accessories men. System admin. DNF Dragorer. DNF Dragorer updater. Firewall. Language. Login window. Mate user manager. Print settings. DNF Dragorer. DNF Dragorer updater.
And that's essentially what we've got. Everything else is very much the same. So we have a working Fedora installation. Let me see if we've got internet.
Desktop. Application. Internet. File. Firefox.
So I open Firefox.
Icon view. Applications menu. Menu. Welcome to Firefox. Mozilla Firefox frame. Finished loading.
Firefox is loaded. Can we open Bing?
Search or alert. Press tab to search Bing. Search with Google or enter address editable combo box https www.bing.com to www.1redigfc81c54ea4000 and leaving search using voice book, search using an image collab.
Yeah, we do have internet. So aside from those hiccups, we do have a complete Fedora installation. Thank you all for watching this video of a Fedora installation in progress. We also had a bit of Bop It thrown in there too. I'm going to go down right now and have some breakfast, and then I'm going to get this Fedora configured the way I want it to be. And then expect another video where I'll be going over using the Orca screen reader. I'm going to be doing it's going to be an updated one because the last time I did it was Ubuntu 20.04, Linux Mint 20.1. I hope you enjoyed this video. Again, if there is another distribution that you think is accessible, please let me know in the comments, because I really love trying out these Linux distributions in my spare time. So once again, this is Jordan signing off, saying, have a good day, everyone.
Talk back on. Camera. 0 hours. Unlabeled. 0 hours. Capture. Pause. Stop recording.